Hi again, everybody. Dan here. Tonight I'd like to talk about leadership styles of bands. There's two kinds of leadership styles on each end of the spectrum, in my opinion. One is a total democracy where everyone has an equal say, and another side is a dictator who is a control freak. And to me, I don't think democracy ever works very well. It can work sometimes, especially if you have an odd number of people, but democracies usually don't work because what you'll get four people that have different ideas for the most part, unless one person is subservient to the other, and it can rip a band apart in two different directions. I've seen that happen. But it can work if you got guys that are reasonable and not, insistent all the time, where people share ideas and are very thoughtful. It can work. But most of the time it doesn't. You really do need somebody who is the leader of the band that makes the final decisions. That being said, one of the worst bands to get into, in my opinion, is one where you have a control freak, a dictator who basically says it's my way or the highway. Those kind of bands usually build resentment of major proportions by the people in the band. Unless they're making big money or something, it doesn't work very well, because you're just going to detest that guy after a while. And a lot of people that run bands are control freaks. Let's admit it. I've played with bands where the guys are control freaks and they give people absolutely no say whatsoever. And a lot of people I've talked to that have played in those kind of bands, I've known quite a few, they just can't stand it. Because when one person says, hey, this is the way it is, and says, I don't care what you think, it's all about me, they're basically insulting the other musicians in the band, telling them that they don't have an opinion that's worth listening to, and then they're not good enough to make decisions. And most musicians know something that other ones don't. So in running a band, I think the smartest thing to do is to avoid the control freaks. They usually get to the point where they're only as good as the leader of the band, and the rest of the guys won't put the effort out because they get tired of being told what to do. The way I like to run a band is I like to make the final decisions. That's why I do all the work. I say, hey, the reason why I do all this work and have the band named after something I chose, is so I can't get fired. But with that responsibility comes being able to listen to the guys you play with and letting them have some say, or if not a lot of say. Because 3 minds, 4 minds, 5 minds working together is a lot better than one person that has a limited amount of knowledge. It's better to have one person that leads the band that makes the final say, but allow the people in the band to have input. Otherwise, they're going to quit eventually, for the most part, most likely, the good ones. Because everyone has something to add in the band, and you want to listen to them. And the more you listen, the better you'll be. The more happier your guys will be, and they'll stick with you. So don't be a control freak. It's a way to have people resent you really quick. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night.